I'm up here at my friend Bill's property today. He says he's got a couple Ford Falcon projects and he wants me to check them out.
Over the years, I've probably had 25, 30 of these things that I would drag home. Some needed things, some I just flipped, some I just fell in love with and had to have.
Falcon?
Yeah, that is not the one that I want to talk to you about, but that belongs to a friend that works here and he's building it, but...
Yeah, it looks like a good start.
Yeah, he's doing well on that. Ian looked at this nice little 62 Ranchero that's darn straight and said, really? We're gonna work on that car?
So let me guess, the project you have planned isn't in nearly this good a condition. Surprise, surprise.
That's why you're here.
All right, nice. Apparently, Bill has got that collector problem. He's got a bunch of cars, he needs to move them, he wants to improve on them. Coming up and checking out this yellow Falcon, this is what I'm familiar with. Bill's got cars all over his property. I think he stashes them to hide them from his wife, because some are in boxes, some are up on the hill. This yellow one is a total basket case. It's really rough.
That's not it.
Oh, there's a rougher one.
No. Actually, it's not bad. This one's real rough.
How many more of these do you have?
Just have this one in here. That beauty is inside here, Ian.
Oh, right on.
See?
That's my kind of starting point.
Yeah.
This is not anything like the other projects we've started.
Ian looked at it and went, man, this thing is nice. And I was just looking at the tailgate.
What, was it crashed or something?
No, it's the body's actually straight on it. There's not any rust.
This car is a time capsule. It's a total survivor. It's been sitting for almost 10 years, and it looks great. It looks like somebody just closed the doors, put it in that container, and walked away.
I had it for many, many years and drove it. It was my daily driver, and I gave the Falcon to my youngest boy.
Son got it, cruised it around, lowered it, the whole teenage experience. Basically, the car's dead in the water.
He took it to college, and he managed to ruin the suspension, cut the coils. It scrapes, it hits, it has no ride. It's still a good car. It's just needs a little help.
This car's in great shape. I think you're stepping your game up, sir.
Yeah, it's pretty straight.
Yeah. Both Bill and I agreed the Ranchero doesn't need any body modifications. It's all about the suspension and the handling of this thing. The big problem with this car is that somebody lowered it poorly. Bill's idea is to kind of rehab it, make it good again.
I have a lot of parts on the property for the Ranchero. I'm hoping that Ian can use them to get the Ranchero back on the road.
Bill's talking about spicing up this Falcon pickup truck thing, and I see a Falcon van. That's a Falcon too?
That is a Falcon.
What year is this?
This is a 1962, as I recall.
That's what I'm talking about. I guess it's an early 60s Ford Falcon window van. It's a short wheelbase. Looks like it was maybe from a utility company or something. It's bare bones inside, but it's a pretty cool looking ride. I'm really thinking about that van. But Bill's priority is getting this truck set up. Well, I'm gonna go back to the shop. You put this on your truck and bring it down, and I don't want to see that yellow one showing up instead. This car is the one we're working on.
I can't do a switcher on you?
Yeah, right, yeah. You show me this one, and then all of a sudden that yellow thing pulls into the lot. Well, I got this car over here and just did my assessment. I told Bill he's got to come by. If this engine will start, then we're going in a different direction than what he had previously thought.
Wow. Last time I saw this Falcon, it was black. Ian went right into it, of course.
I've been busy. How are you?
It changed color.
Yeah. My main concern with this is that it had been painted so many times. I wanted to see what was going on under this weird black paint job. First order of business was to remove all the old suspension and cut out the strut towers to make room. The whole thing with this project is all the suspension's getting updated, so I'm just looking to get it out of the way. This is really exciting to me because it's going in a whole new direction. I want to get all these parts and put them together and see how it works. I sanded it all down, cleaned it up, and now it's ready for the kit. It was messy. I used the torch, the plasma cutter, the Sawzall. My job is done here. I got all the TCI parts in, and it's like Christmas morning. It's boxes and wrappers and laying out all the stuff. This stuff is totally pro race car looking suspension components. You got disc brakes, lowered spindles, adjustable coilover shocks, the whole 9 yards. The first order of business is to get this front suspension in place. There's a series of bolt holes and guides that you use to locate this, so there's really no measuring. It's pretty straight ahead. Just reinforce these chassis components and then go in with the cross member. The whole thing that's going on here is these plates are boxing over the existing chassis, and it's gonna make it super strong. The cool factor in all of this is a proven design, and I know the car is gonna be way better for it. The TCI kit is made for a Falcon car. The Ranchero is like a truck, so I know the rear suspension area is gonna be some issue, but the front should just bolt right in. So the cross member that holds everything just slides into place, and you just follow through with it. Tack that together, on to the next. Having the cross member installed, the next step is the upper shock mounts. They locate with a little index mark. You square them up, weld them on. After that, the front sway bar mounts go in, and it's just a simple measure and weld. I'm used to working with old junk that I have to make fit. This is all brand new and fits perfectly. The most challenging part of this is the welding and setup. Every other component just bolts right into place. So this is the lower control arm. This is for the driver's side, and that's what goes in first. These mount the sway bar, which is those tabs I just put in. And let's do the passenger side. Everybody who has an old car wants it to drive better, add more power, right? That's hot rodding, and this is the same formula, 21st century style. The whole thing about the TCI suspension is it's completely custom. They call it a Mustang 2, but every part is custom. The coilover suspension ride height is adjustable with this dial here, vented and drilled brake rotors. Of course, a power rack and pinion steering. Almost too easy. I need something challenging after this project. So the rack needs to be centered, alignment needs to be established, all that good stuff. What I'm doing is just assembling it enough to get it on the floor, and it's gonna go to the professional. I have other issues to contend with in the rear. There's a couple unknowns for this whole rear suspension. TCI sent over a whole bunch of different components from 2 different kits, so I have to figure out what to use and how to modify them. Knowing Bill, there's been a bunch of different upgrades to this car, and that adds to the big question mark. You know, the axle may be different, the transmission, who knows what's gone on under there. So here's the deal, here's where they went wrong. Lowering blocks are okay, but not hollow lowering blocks. It's no wonder this car handled terribly. Aha. So, there's your lowering block. There's a bunch of stuff holding this rear suspension on. The bottom line is just take it all out. Drop the axle, pull out the leaf springs, strip it down. Only one more to go. That is stuck. What happened is the bolt has rusted to the collar inside the rubber. So see, I'm getting flex, but it's locked in place. This is really bringing it home for me. This is the type of stuff I typically deal with on a project. The whole front side of this car just got me spoiled. But, you know, I got my ways. I got that thing eventually, but it took a while. I know this kit's gonna need some type of modifications. I'm just gonna start off by checking out the rear axle and all the brackets that fasten to it. Right off the bat, I can see that the Ranchero has a completely different axle than what the TCI kit is asking for. So there's a huge mismatch. The Ford 9-inch is your typical go-to axle for a race car. TCI specs this because it's bulletproof. They're hard to break. I could modify these parts to work, no problem, but knowing Bill, he's got a 9-inch Ford up at his place. There's also something that I've been wanting to talk to him about. So, enough about these Rancheros. I wanted to talk about your other Falcon.
Aha.
That van thing over there.
Okay.
To me, that's the real jewel on the lot. So ever since I came up here last time, this thing's been on my mind. I got to looking at the van, and I'm really into it. I think if we could fix this thing up, we'd probably sell it and help finance the Ranchero. Because it doesn't look like it's been crashed. There's a mystery somewhere in this thing, just like the other car. It's like, why is it sitting here, Bill? You're not telling me why. There's got to be something wrong with it.
You know, I think I've had this for probably 10, 12 years. I've always liked it. It, of course, is a Falcon, too, and you know me and
so
Falcons. I bought this van from a farm up in Bakersfield many years ago, and I don't think Ian noticed it at first, but there really is some rust damage. You know, there's a lot of these panels, I guess, that held water at the bottom.
Oh, wow.
See them?
Well, there's your problem right there. Yeah, it looks one thing from the outside, but there's a whole story going on underneath.
Right.
So all the doors are like this?
I don't think all of them. I think the driver is the worst. It just held the water over the years.
But that's kind of good because like a van that's near the ocean or something will rot, the whole top will rot out because the salt will sit in all the weather stripping and rubbers. But I think he got the opposite, like sediment clogged up any drain holes in the bottom. I wouldn't consider this the typical kind of rust, though, that I'm familiar with. You see all of these wheel arches rotted out, and what I'm seeing is the exact opposite. And it seems like every area that could clog up with sediment and hold water did. Just looking at this van, I see greatness. You know, it's got some issues, but I know I can work through it. This is cool. It's a total beach van. You could sell this to one of the surfer guys down on California Street for a mint. Well, all in all, I think it's a survivor, man. I think it's a good base platform to start. What about this engine?
When I bought this van, I did some motor work and drivetrain work to it, and I think it should run fine. It'd be nice to finance the Ranchero with this project, and I hope Ian's not taking on too much. Let's try to revive it and bring it back and see what it is.
It's in great shape. The body looks pretty straight. I think we could just freshen it up a little. He can make some money.
With Ian, nothing's ever too much work or too much trouble or too hard. So we'll see.
Bill loves the idea of getting rid of this van, but he's just a little reluctant because here I am dragging him into another project. So I just got to keep the pep talks going, turn these cars out. I'm locked and loaded. I'll take it down to the valley and I'll give you my prognosis. I came up here looking for an axle, but now I got a trailer loaded up with a van, another project, and I'm heading back to the shop. So here we go, project number 2. Got the van down to the shop. What's not to dig about this? It's a 62 Falcon van. And this thing is, it's very cool. It's a short wheelbase, so that's desirable. Engine works, brakes work. Just like Bill said, the thing runs great. So it was just a matter of getting fuel and battery, and it runs perfect. Everything about it looks decent, except it's got the cancer. It's got some bad rust issues in it. To me, that's the scariest part in the whole vehicle, because I know what we're looking at is just the tip of the iceberg. I got a couple good ideas on how to get this thing back in action, The question is, how bad is it? All right, so I'm gonna start off on the front, because to me, it looks like it's hiding some secrets. Pull off the front bumper, turn signals, you know, trim stuff. Start sanding it. And that's where the story begins. There's a ton of filler in this thing. I'm doing the excavation here, you know, this is down and dirty. I thought I could sand it off, but it just got thicker and thicker. I ended up just cracking it off as brutally as I could. Yeah, it's all pushed in right there. Even though the van looks pretty good, you see it's hiding secrets. Some of my time in Egypt spent doing exactly this type of operation. I'd say there's been a traumatic event. This van ran into something, and then it was repaired really poorly. The easiest solution would be to get a replacement panel, but I think I can just take this thing, reformulate it, and put it back into place. Yeah, there's definitely some issues here. So I cut this panel out, and I see an even bigger problem. Turns out the inner structure of the van is rusted out. This is your typical can of worms scenario. I was hoping I wouldn't have to get inside, but now we're in, and it's a mess. All of a sudden, it ain't so pretty, is it? I'm gonna cut the top panel above the headlight and try to reform that too, but first I'm gonna fix this internal structure. I'm gonna cut this pillar off of this. Not only did I just replace this bottom plate, I gusseted it up into the floorboard. It never had this structure, and I made this bottom of the A-pillar just bigger. You see, it's all triangulated, so it just creates this big shape that's super strong. Once I got the inner structure built, it was on to straighten out the panels. So the challenge here is to try to put this back into shape. I cut it off pretty simply so I can reinstall it, but if you look at it, it's totally caved in right here. You got a nice crunch here, and then of course there's rust in this corner. But while I'm setting this up, I'm gonna give this one some action too, and maybe I could just knock this into shape as well. The cool factor about this is that you're not your typical auto body procedure. I'm gonna fire up this torch and get medieval on it. This metal piece was created in a certain shape. The only thing that changed was the collision made it into a different shape. I want to bring it back to the way it was, and that's just done by a series of heating and hammering. The whole idea with annealing the metal is to just evenly heat it so that all the molecules kind of relax. They're all shrunk up and rigid. So I'm just trying to get the whole thing as red hot as possible, then it'll be softer. This is way better than it was. The whole idea is I'm just gonna fit it into place and then continue hammer and dollying it. The main point of the collision was obviously in this lower door hinge area, and it's way out of shape. So once I get the sheet metal skin on the front looking good, it's all about the door gap. Just gonna come in with another piece of sheet metal, fit it up, so structure's back. I'm really happy with the way that this metal repair worked out. I mean, this van was not even usable, truly. So structure's back, sheet metal skin is on, a little filler, and it's on to primer and paint. I need to get the Ranchero to be a roller. It's got a long ways to go. I got this polyester style primer from Eastwood. Bill didn't have a 9-inch rear axle. He says the one that's in the car is in perfect working order. So I've come up with a plan that's just going to adapt the TCI brackets to the smaller axle housing. First thing I did was cut off the leaf spring perches and then sanded down the metal to just prep out the axle. The TCI kit is calling for a 3-inch diameter axle tube. This one is only 2 1/4. I'm gonna set up a couple steel plates and make an adapter so that their parts will fit right to this axle. There's really no concern with strength with this adapter. It's thicker material than their brackets, but really it's just about getting all the parts centered up properly. I got the brackets welded on. I'm just gonna get this axle painted and ready for installation. The thing is that I need to put this whole unit under the vehicle like this, assembled, so it's pretty bulky. My whole idea with installing this rear suspension is to mock it all up on the table, slide it under the car, and just see how it's gonna work out. I'm taking this approach because I wanna see what's gonna be close enough to work, what I need to modify, and how to go forward on this. This whole kit was designed to work together, so what I'm trying to do is just modify everything as little as possible. You know, the car works great as it is, the suspension works great as it is. I just gotta figure out how to put them together. You can see with my dual jack procedure, I'll be able to elevate this, plug it in. As soon as I lift this thing into place, I can see where the difference lies. Already I'm seeing an issue. The brackets going up that are meant to hit the floor are about an inch off. So you can see that this bracket is supposed to be right up against the floor, so it's just about that much. And you can see here, it's the same deal. So this is one thing that definitely needs to be modified. And the good news is that the wheelbase is proper. The axle is right above the bump stops, right where it was. So these dimensions are perfect. All I need to do is set this subframe up inside the car a little bit. The first order of business is this old bump stop that used to be a snubber for the differential. That was definitely in the way because the car is going to ride so low. First order of business was cutting it off. Second, I just needed to drill a few holes to reposition the rear bracket where the arms locate. Once I did that, the rear fit up perfectly. It was time to move on to the front. All right, so the rear is one thing, but the front is entirely another. This frame is wider than the Ranchero, and it's deeper. I got a plan. I call it a cutting disc, a sawzall, and a welder. Watch me go. In really thinking this through, it seems like if I just cut off a bit of the front portion of the subframe connector, I should be able to make this fit, and by boxing it in, it'll make it even stronger. With all the suspension in place, it's ready for the engine and transmission. Bill really had a concern about the transmission on this car, so we got hooked up with Monster Transmission, got a brand new, fresh transmission put in there. It's an AOD, automatic overdrive. That's what Bill upgraded this car to, and they had a direct replacement. Doug's headers, these guys obviously know what they're doing. It's all ceramic coated, super nice stuff. But they set it up so that just comes in and the steering rod clears. It's got just enough room to operate, so that's cool. It's really satisfying to get this car in an assembled state. I can't wait to show it to Bill. Last time he saw it, it was a bunch of concepts and a half disassembled vehicle. All right, well, are we ready for delivery? No response. I'm getting a chimp, that's it. You're not holding up your end of the bargain. No. I'm gonna go get a small monkey. It's gonna be way more charming. No, I'm sorry. Bill takes me to the upper level, you know, the storage spot, the semi-permanent collection. And first thing, cresting the hill, I see a table. It's very fast food.
That's exactly what it is.
That's the vibe you're going for.
Yeah, my friend's uncle had a hamburger stand, and that's where that came from.
I can make anything work, but looking at this, we're not building a drive-through burger joint. We're making a cool van. Good thing is, Bill says he's got plenty more things. He's got a couple shipping containers just full of stuff waiting to get put in this van. The old box of treasures.
Yes, there's just everything in here.
Digging around through this storage container, I'm seeing a washing machine, a space heater, a bunch of car parts, and he's got these two tabletops.
This one's rough, but we can clean that up. But that's...
Oh, it's like a Formica top. That's
Right.
the vibe we're going for. This one's kind of messed up. We can cut it and modify it, but...
No, I think I got the winner right here. Look at this
that's
guy.
exactly it.
With
Yeah.
this yellow Formica.
Well, that's perfect. I mean, it's got that 60s flavor, especially with the metal edge and the Formica. I see no reason why we shouldn't make this work. I can build a couple benches, and we'll use this tabletop. It's the centerpiece. It fits the era of the van. I want this van to be nice. The tabletop's looking good, but I want to put a whole new base on it, get a new pedestal and something to attach to the floor. That was part of my concern, is inside the van, you can see it's pretty cramped. So this table proportionally is pretty bulky. But it looks like if we drop it 6 inches easy, then you'll just have enough room to scoot in and sit in here. The van vibe is all about plush interior, carpeted surfaces. I'm gonna make a couple box shapes that will be storage, but they'll also be carpeted bench seats all along the side of the van. I'm choosing to build this out of 1-inch square tubing because it's strong, and I also have a bender that can make a nice radiused edge. In seeing the Formica tabletop, I knew this bender was gonna match that detail on the corner of the table perfectly. That's what I'm thinking. Use that milk crate as a mock-up, just for height. This is the standard mock-up procedure. You see it in everything I do. I got a couple shapes that represent the seats. They're gonna be mocked up on milk crates. Got a 5-gallon pail, an old tire, couple 2x4s, just stacking parts, seeing how they fit. All the high-tech spacing, you know, this is how they built the space shuttle, actually. You're not gonna have any basketball players in here, are you?
No, that's great. I like that height.
This is a pretty simple idea, but the whole goal here is to have Bill happy with the end result.
I love the benches, Ian, and I really think this was a great call.
So the whole mode for the interior on this is just get it done. Bill's got a bunch of stuff here that I can work with, and I'm just gonna try to pull through this as efficiently as possible.
Ian and John have done a great job on the van. Bodywork, it needed a little more, of course, than we thought, but they've got it. And exciting today, Ian is bringing up the Ranchero. I haven't seen it before, and I'm majorly excited about seeing it. We're rolling to the lift, and I can see how the stance is gonna be. It's gonna be just awesome. I haven't really got to look underneath yet, but I'm really excited about it.
Up to this point, everything was hearsay. You know, Bill only saw the Ranchero a couple times, but bringing it back here, fully assembled, it's just cemented the fact. I think he's in my pocket. I think I got him. Let me show you what we got, sir. This isn't the Ranchero you're used to looking at. Behold, the new and improved.
It's just amazing.
Coilover shocks that are adjustable. Then to not modify the floor, they put this huge, they call it a torque arm. So the top of the differential comes down through these adjustable heim joint links, so you can adjust your pinion angle.
Oh my gosh, this thing is gonna be like a sports car. This is gonna drive like a totally, totally different vehicle.
Yeah, race car stuff. Look
You're
at
not-
this sway bar.
Yeah.
You remember your little Monte
Right,
Carlo
right.
bar? Well, this is gonna do it the right way. I think Bill was just kind of tripping out on how techy everything was.
Well, you made it sound pretty simple, but
This front end was simple. This was a one-day job. The rear and the center section were a bit more challenging because I had to modify the floors underneath.
boy, this is beautiful. I've never really looked at all these fancy suspension things. Now I got one, and I can look at my own, and pretty exciting.
First thing I wanted to do is get the van and the Ranchero painted. So I took them both down to my buddy Rich Evans' shop. He's a Jedi master of the paint world.
Looks like you've been pretty busy, brother. Looks good. Looks straight.
I got a lot of bodywork time into it.
Another cool project.
Yeah, it's a 62 Falcon van, Ford.
I dig working with Ian. Every time it just inspires me to keep moving. Both of us, we have that kind of same drive, but then we bring different talents to the table.
He is Mr. Meticulous, and I am Mr. Ridiculous Creative. The main thing about Rich's work is that it's super clean. It's probably the most refined finish I've ever seen. This van was white, so I think if we go with a white tone. It's exactly how it looked. It's just gonna come back to the client looking refreshed, so.
I think it's gonna be a little bit more than that, dude.
I knew I wanted a fine finish, so I came to Rich's shop. And Rich has this paint line called Vintage Flats.
I know everybody cringes when they hear flats because it's hard. It's like walking on eggshells to get it to come out right. But I go, I got the perfect product. You know, Ian, he knows if I'm telling him something, it's gonna work. Get it in the booth. First thing, you gotta get all the dirt off.
It's time to clean it. And clean it. And then we're gonna clean it some more before we clean it again. And then he'll check it. He'll give it the white glove test. Dirt to me is something you pick up with a shovel. And Rich is talking about this dirt he's finding all over the car just because the rag is discolored. We cut the quarter panels open and it was literally like a whole farm fell out of the freaking thing. It was crazy.
A farm on wheels.
It was so, it had to be probably raised up an inch in ride height. It was so full of dirt, it was crazy.
Every little bit of dirt we can get off of that all the way to the process into the booth is gonna help that end result of the paintwork.
If you're pulling off these world-class paint jobs, the operative word is meticulous. And this guy's got that.
It's like washing the car 20 times. And we're ready to rock.
Just like I step into my shop and start working metal, this guy steps into the paint booth and it's showtime.
This is one of the first big canvases that I've shot with the whites. So I was excited to see, because white shows everything.
The main thing for me that was revealed was how you get a surface this big to have an even coat of paint. We got the van painted and let it cure. I'm excited to check it out. Aha.
There it is. Opening the doors, the van looked great. I was pumped. Ian was pumped.
It did totally mellow out. I thought it was really glossy, but that's perfect. This is exactly what the van needed. It's a perfect finish. This thing is looking clean. Kind of makes it look easy. I'm gonna bring in that Ranchero and see if I can't do something about this good. Rich was kind of wondering what I was doing with a stock car, but showing him what's going on underneath, he understands.
If Ian's been under a car for a couple weeks, there's something trick going on, for sure. I looked under there and that suspension looked like it was set up for the track. I was blown away. I'm just like, man.
Rich recommended I put a sealer on before the top coat just to keep everything separate, keep the automotive paint away from the old base coats. I picked out a color that I think Bill's really gonna like, and I'm excited to paint it. What I'm doing is pretty tricky. I got the idea of using this base coat that has a pearl in it. It's a metallic finish. By putting the vintage clear on it, it's gonna kind of make a frosted effect.
We're knocking projects out. We got the van sitting here, we got the Ranchero sitting here. It's a great journey with Ian every time.
I didn't tell Bill when I was returning or what I was doing or what color I was painting it. I took it up to his place. It was like a surprise reveal. Howdy.
Wow,
I've returned.
very cool. This is the cool finish. Very similar to what you did on the big truck.
Well, I knew how you liked that, yeah, and that's the thing.
Wow, and that's just great. I knew that how hard Ian worked on this thing, and the body was so straight and it looked so nice. Ian did a perfect job.
I was relieved. Kind of took a chance on this. I didn't tell him what was up, but when he saw it, he really liked it.
Beautiful.
Bill was happy to see the Ranchero, but I could tell all that was on his mind was getting this van ready to sell. When I'm not busy welding, fabricating, doing bodywork, sanding, and painting, in my spare time, I do a little woodwork. So the door panels aren't rocket science. You just measure them, trace out a template, set up your fastener holes, and cut it to fit. You don't even care. Lost interest after 30 seconds. Jack's coming by tomorrow. I want to show him my idea for the interior and see what it's going to take to make this thing happen. While I'm in the middle of this, Jack comes by. He's the upholstery guy, and him having his input on how I set this up is pretty important. Yeah, you can see I did a little work to it.
Gee, a little.
We buffed it out a little.
Redid the whole thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
remember it had no
beautiful.
face?
This is really nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be all right.
First time I saw it, well, it looked pretty bad. And I said, I don't know about this project here. I'm not too sure this is gonna work. When I walked in there, I didn't think it was the same van. I said, whoa, this thing has really changed. Boy, that looks good.
Jack comes by regularly because I've always got something going on, so he didn't really pay attention to this van. He thought maybe it was a parts car. So here he is a few weeks later, and it's all painted and pristine. He was kind of turned around on it. Bill nixed the wizard mural. I wanted a wizard with a crystal ball, and he just didn't want that, so we're just gonna go with some simple striping. I really use Jack for everything I do. He's worked for a lot of famous shops around the area. He's been in it his whole life, and he's a total professional. It was supposed to be a really mellow restoration just to sell it, but he wants to go off a little on the interior. See how I'm framing out those bench seats?
You make some cushions for it, long
and
cushions?
That's gonna be up to you, what you
I
think.
can do that.
He's talking about window curtains and a couple bench seats, and he's got a table that I'm gonna install. Well, the whole vibe for the interior of this van should be kind of mellow, Southern California, surf culture type of thing. So I just want it to look really cool, you know, not typical. So see what these benches are?
We put some
like
on
that.
it. Oh, yeah.
They lift up.
Oh, this is gonna be all carpet.
Yeah, the whole
Oh, I
deal,
see,
yeah.
okay.
He's been doing this for so long, he's seen it all. So I just kick back and forth a few ideas with him, and he comes up with the process.
I've got some wild ideas. If I did the modern style interior now, it just wouldn't look like a 60s deal.
I got some work to do before the van's ready for Jack, but I'm glad that he liked my ideas. I'm setting up the headliner in the van, and there's a million ways to go about it. The plywood is just a surface that you can attach something to, and that's really how I start off all the headliners I've done. My whole task here with this van is to make it look as cool, as creative as possible without breaking the bank. So you could go to town and stitch on this headliner for a month. I think I could do something in an hour and a half that's gonna look just as cool. So, all the interior upholstery panels are going to Jack, but the headliner is not. This is gonna be the headliner, a 6-foot reed fence with natural finish. My plan here is to take this fence and stick it on the roof and make a nice headliner out of it. I just set it up so there's an even foot hanging off each side of this 4-foot table. I need a 5-foot piece, so I'm just gonna cut 6 inches off each side, and that'll get rid of all these crazy ends. The big challenge in this whole headliner is just the size of it and the fact that it's upside down. I've never done this before, so I thought staples were gonna be a good idea. It's always harder than it seems in your head. We're shooting it into the frickin' metal. That'll hold. I was stapling into the metal cross member in the roof. There's no way these were gonna hold, but once I moved over a few inches, stapled it in the right spot and started to work. There we go. I think it's gonna be okay. Yeah, these wires are very strong, so ultimately I'll put about 10 bazillion staples in here. It's like Tiki Island in here. This is oversized, so I'm just gonna kind of creep it forward and trim as I go. Once I got the thing really stapled up to the windshield, I could tell it's gonna work. I'm really liking the way it's laying out, and my plan of stapling it up is it's gonna happen. Okay, now just trim the shrubbery. A little yard work, get the rest of the headliner in. How can you not like this? I mean, if Bill has something to say about it, I think it's gonna be, what a great idea. I'm surprised I didn't think of that. Getting this interior headliner in is the first step in the finished look of the whole interior concept. This bamboo fence as a headliner worked out pretty darn cool. The stock bumpers are all well and good, but I don't do stock. You know, these were a little dinged up. I think I could make a better looking piece. The rear of the van looks great with the bumper off, and I just want to follow that. I've seen a bunch of cool tricks done in the 60s, Hot Rods and Customs, where they made these tube bumpers. I think I'm gonna just make 2 simple round tube bumpers out of this round tube. It'll be clean, it'll show off this detail, and I can use the stock bumper brackets. You never know where inspiration's gonna strike, you just gotta be open for it. So it's kind of bumming me out. I haven't done any custom metal work on this whole van. Did a couple repairs and a lot of sanding. Not an interior guy. Let me get my hands dirty. This van is a nice finished piece now. It's coming together, so it's not like I can just weld a piece of plumbing pipe on here. It's gotta look right. Tube bumper is super simple. I'm gonna use the stock brackets, trim them down, bend a tube to fit, cap them, and weld them in place. It'll just be as wide as the van. So I'll cut it off right there and weld it on. So it'll just be complementary to this center detail. Like everything else, did a mock-up, held the tube, looked at it, kind of thunk a little, and I came up with this dimension. I just put end caps on the tube and sanded them down nice. And that's the story. Fender pulled a bunch of scratches all the way through it, so I had to smooth all that out. But see, the end caps look super clean. It's gonna be all right. I'm gonna set up a little blast shield so we don't ruin the fresh paint. The whole concept with these bumpers is not like off-road Thrasher tube bumpers. These are just little details that make it look like it's a finished piece. These are a little more artsy than your typical utility style bumper. You know, you say tube bumper, you think of one thing, but these are just cool little Nerf bars, end caps, sanded out nice. It'll be a clean look. Pretty simple, right? Looks super cool. That took me about 1 hour to do all 4. I really like the finish that the sander left on these tube bumpers, so I'm just gonna clear coat them. I'll probably paint the brackets black so they look like they're floating. See, the whole thing here was like you had this big, bulky, squared off bumper. Now you're just showing off the shape of the body. And that's pretty cool. There's a lot going on to finalize both of these projects at the same time. So Bill and Ron are on the engine on the Ranchero. Jack's getting down with the upholstery on the van. My friend Bob's in town. He's gonna do whatever it takes to help me get this thing done.
You got going on here, man?
We're making vans. I don't really tell Bob what's going on in the shop. You know, I always like to surprise him. He's thinking sometimes he's gonna walk in and see a flying saucer in the middle of the room or who knows what.
I didn't know what to expect. I just knew that normally if he's working on one thing, it's wild and crazy, so the thought of that wild and craziness times 2 really had me on the edge of my seat.
He likes the old school van thing for sure. So he came in, checked out the interior.
That's a great idea for the headliner, man.
The whole idea today is to get a lot of progress on the interior. The carpet's got to get laid in. There's these boxes that are for the seats that have to get paneled out with carpet. So it's really just all loose ends.
Well, man, I'm here. I'm here to help. Let's get this baby done. I'm pumped.
So this is kind of the vibe for the interior. I got this roll of carpet. We're going with this indoor-outdoor carpeting. Still got that 60s vibe, but allows you to either haul stuff or go camping. Either way, it'll work. And then we got this vintage table that was up in Bill's back 40. So it's kind of your old school diner looking thing. It actually came from a fast food restaurant, so. The whole interior of the van is designed to be modular. So this table I picked out is gonna have 2 locations it can locate on the floor, 2 little posts. You'll be able to just pop the table in and out of the van depending on how much interior room you need. Right off the bat, I knew that this table was big. You know, it's from a restaurant, and here we are putting it in this little van. It's a number of things. I mean, first of all, I'm too big for the van. The table's too big for the van, and then Bob gets in, and the whole equation is blown. That's kind of it. That's all you're gonna do in here, is that whole setup. So you're not really relaxing with a beverage, right? You're kind of in the prison van.
At least I won't have to worry about spilling the food in my lap.
Exactly. There's clearly an issue here. It's gonna need to be remedied. Obviously, this table's way too big. Gotta fix it. We need to make this table smaller, both in height and in width. So I'm gonna cut down the pedestal and narrow the tabletop up by about 6 inches. Before I lay the carpet down, I'm gonna commit to 2 places for the table base, one near the rear axle and one up front by the engine. With that done, it's onto the carpet. It's a preliminary layout of the carpet. I'm leaving everything big because I'm gonna have to spray glue separate panels down for these 3-dimensional shapes like the fender wells. So I'm just roughing out all these areas. That way I could pull this back out and then put the padding down. My design for these boxes was very simple. It should be super quick to put together. You just lay it in place, screw it down, fold over the edges, and install it. Yeah, see, so that's the general layout. Gives a nice plush finish right in.
Watching Ian do something different, I was really impressed with his abilities. It seems like there's nothing he can't do.
Hey, Ian, how are you?
Wow, you got some upholstery.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Button City.
Jack is an ace with this upholstery game. So you're right on time. These are freaking great. It looks good with the headliner, for sure.
Wow, that looks pretty good.
So it was really a recharge when Jack brought in these upholstery pieces. It really gave an idea of how this thing was gonna finish out.
You know, I like doing creative things. I get bored easy if I'm not thinking or have to create something new. It's always that one little extra step that pushes you ahead. You work hard on something, it always shows.
This looks great. I think you're right on the money style-wise. I knew the rim and tire combo is what sets off the whole thing. They came in late in the game here, but I always knew we were gonna do something cool. This is what we got. We got some Krager.
Oh,
It's like a classic style. You'll see the center cap is really neat.
that's gonna be like night and day on here, man.
Because really, that is the look of every vehicle. The paint's there, it needs wheels. And this is the icing on the cake, the 3-spoke.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like the Krager rims just because they're that classic style. A cool classic look. It's a little different than their standard SS, but they have the cool spinners just like them. 3-spoke knockoffs, chromy, wide rims, they're looking good.
It just keeps getting better and better.
You know, you said the only way that this van could look better was if you were sitting in the front seat. I think if you sat there, it would lower the nose just right. Why don't you try that out?
Perfect.
It was really good having Bob here. We finished up a lot of loose ends. This van's good to go. Oh, man. I think all you got to do is give Bill a deposit. It's yours. It's perfect. I got a call from Bill this morning. He's kind of in a panic. I guess the Ranchero won't start.
A carburetor, I understand how they work, I know how they work. That would have been easy. But we didn't take the easy route. We took the let's get techie and get the new stuff.
Today, Ian shows up and hopefully we're gonna get this thing going.
All of these components are installed. It's looking good. Turn the key and there's no fuel pressure. The fuel pump is turning on every time. There is fuel directly to it. The only thing I can think is that the polarity is reversed. I see something, but I can't verify if it's a plus or a minus.
And the stuff's hard to see. Gave Ian this little mirror and he got in there. And
Yeah, that's a minus. Just tap the key and see what happens now.
There it is, got it.
so the wires got reversed on the pump? Is that what went on with that?
But it sounds like
Yeah.
the problem is remedied. It's always something. I've done it wrong 10,000 times, and that's really it. You just got to rethink it, go back, and sometimes, reverse things.
So according to you, Ian, it's ready to rock and roll?
Aye, Captain. We are prepared for ignition.
I'm happy to hear it run. Running good, I wouldn't say that. It's not doing that.
I saw this coming. This car's been sitting for more than 6 years. I'm just holding it together, I'm turning dials, ringing bells, blowing whistles, the whole 9 yards. Bill's looking at me cross-eyed because all he hears is this clunking, chugging engine and smoke pouring out of it. There is a bit of human error in everything. So the smoking resulted from me spilling oil all over the heat wrap on the exhaust, and the timing was set incorrectly. All right, fire it up. Once we remedied both of those, the thing ran like a brand new car.
With Ian, he's always got some tricks up his sleeve, that boy does.
There's a few more things to wrap up. This Ranchero's almost done. I can't wait to see it on the road.
The Falcon's all done. Ian's got it all dialed in now. And I drove it today, and it is unbelievable. Runs perfect.
The Ranchero is dialed in tight. We got the fuel injection working perfectly, took it to the alignment shop. Bill was looking to get this Ranchero back on the road, right? I got it back in a big way. He is all charged up, and this thing hauls.
The thing handles like a slot car. You turn it, it turns. You would not know it's the same car at all. Nothing about it feels the same. It's like a new car. It's everything and more than I expected.
From the onset, everything about this Ranchero was top notch. You look at it, and nice car with rims, right? But I love the suspension, the way the thing handles. It's a complete transformation.
I'm so happy that we didn't just do my way with the shocks and this cut springs and what have you. This is an over-the-top deal, but the car is over the top now, and it's perfect. I love it.
Not only did we get the Ranchero complete and looking good, I got this van wrapped. This van was a way more ambitious project than I thought it would be. First, we had the issue with the nose, the collision in the nose. It had to look nice, so it just escalates.
Ian did his double work, as always, and it's really nice.
Brought up to Bill's, and just as I'm showing Bill the van, Jess shows up.
Holy cow.
See you again.
Yeah, good to see you, Ian. Hey, Bill. When I first walked up and saw the van, I was just kind of blown away. It looked perfect. Look at this. Wow, these wheels are awesome. The first thing I saw instantly were the wheels and the spinners on it. That totally set it off. And you got the bumper in here?
Yeah, I used the stock bumper brackets, and I just made some tube bumpers for it.
The details that Ian did on the bumper and the mesh on the front end, it just, everything kind of ties together.
He really loved the bumpers and the rims that I chose, but it's all about the interior. Yeah, so I had the upholstery guy get down on it. So,
Oh my God.
a little nicer than it were.
Oh, this is amazing.
When I opened up the doors, it was just like, you know, opening up a treasure chest, right? It looks like a plain white van on the outside, but the interior is all fitted out. It's deluxe. We put curtain rods in there.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
So this is the Pendleton
Yeah, the
flannel?
authentic flannel.
The inside, that really blew me away. The upholstery with kind of that diamond tuck and the buttons on it just looks perfect. Yeah, and everything works together with, you know, kind of the bamboo roof and the curtains and...
I think he was a bit in awe, actually, because of the transformation of it.
Wow, this really turned out way more than I expected. The interior, for sure. Because the exterior, I didn't see the bumpers and the wheels, so bumpers and wheels totally show it off. But the interior, this thing was just gutted, right?
There was nothing in it.
There was nothing in it. It was just a little sample fabric.
Right.
So I'm really impressed. I can't wait to take it to the beach. Let's drive it.
Good, let's do it. Let's close the doors up and jump in there and fire it up.
Oh, and we're off. So looking at the van from the outside and the inside and kind of being a spectator is great. The aesthetic is totally there. It's everything that I want. But it's not the feel of driving it. And so once you drive it, I was sold. Having that really big windshield, I mean, it's kind of like a bigger view of the world. And you're sitting up front, so you're in it. You're not behind it, you're in it. You know, elbow out the window. I mean, it was a cool experience. You know, I've always wanted to buy a van since I was 15 and a half, 16 years old, never bought one. Everything's lining up. I created all these little kind of tests and barriers that would have to be accomplished before I could decide whether I should buy it or not. So Bill, last test. It's gotta fit this bike.
Okay.
We already know it fit the Yamaha. Let's see if it'll fit the KTM. The final one was, will it fit my dual sport motorcycle? Ooh, it makes it. Perfect. We're in.
We're in it.
We're in with about a ½ inch to spare on either side, and that's without compressing the forks.
Very good.
That was perfect. And then literally, I think you just throw cardboard down.
So it passed the final test.
It did pass the final test. So I've got butterflies. I really, really want this thing. It's really cool.
Jess loved the van. His motorcycle fit. He wants it.
All right, let's back her on down.
I'm very happy with the Ranchero, and I'm extremely happy that Jess is going to get the van. It's been a lot of fun.
Both of these vehicles turned out great. Bill is another satisfied customer. His client is all charged up with a new van, and I'm on to the next.